The problem with a sequel is you become self-conscious. We have decided to do a family road trip to the Maritimes for 10 days. Film? Yeah. What is this film trying to say?
I don't know. What are you trying to say with it?
Obviously, it's to record.
Yeah, but that's not, he's not trying to say anything. That's not a...
Like any travel it's a travel diary. What do you want me to say?
He's decided to make an exception to the house rule of not eating unkosher foods by allowing the consumption of treif under very specific circumstances.
I regret it. I wish I were more effectively hypocritical. I think we just need to enjoy every single part of it, including driving.
I think that if I would to plan a trip now, I will plan a trip with less driving.
Okay, 5 people.
It's gonna be like COVID.
1 car, 1 room. Yeah. So it's gonna take a certain amount of zen, generosity of spirit, and
happy
calmness on everyone's part to keep it together. I don't want to attribute blame to anyone, and I also want to say
blame. I did not attribute
we
to
are
any
at this
blame.
incredible place in the trip, which is everything is before us. So my hope was that each person would take a couple destinations, do a presentation on them. And by the way, there's this collateral benefit of the children actually doing the tiniest bit of intellectual engagement.
Benny, can you please turn on the aircon? I'm schwitzing.
We're just about to leave, but then Ema said she doesn't have her sandals, red sandals.
Most of this box is Michal's shoes.
Yes, it's 90% her shoes.
It's like in Spaceballs, remember, with the hair dryer?
I love the St. Lawrence River, and I love the Bay Shore, and the sweetest girl in all the world lives on the Gaspé shore. From Montjoly to Bon Ami, I love you through and through, but paradise is in the eyes of the one I'm wanting to always be my Gaspé Belle-Fille, a Belle-Fille of the Gaspé. Be my Gaspé Belle-Fille, and I'll just hang around Gaspé town. Bound to the love I found, bound to the love I found.
Ben had some eel. He keeps biting his tongue. We've joked that it's God punishing Ben for having eel. In which case, I'm probably next.
Yeah, type of thing, yeah. We're taking a shuttle bus into the reservation.
This is amazing.
Alright, indigenous people, you know what you're doing.
It's been a long drive, but we've had a lot of fun stops along the way. We stopped at a park where we got rained on.
Well, you need to let the rain pass. You need to let the rain pass.
No.
This quantity of rain cannot last long. It can last for like 3 minutes.
I don't have any space. There's lightning.
This is like Armor Lake all over again. Oh, sugar.
Shit. How did you have them film this?
We are here at the first hotel in the outskirts of Rimouski.
But we inevitably had to take out the whole circus, which includes this Nespresso coffee machine.
I'm doing great.
We are all excited to sort of put down our stuff, and then maybe we'll go out for either for dinner or for more exploring.
Okay, so let's pack the car and go.
So what are you waiting for?
Let's just remember, this is the kind of thing we came to the Maritimes for. We came for long hikes and views of the sea.
This is not like now we have all the time in the world. We are now on a very limited schedule if we want to be in our other stop and enjoy it.
Alright, now we're gonna move down to your core, okay? Do some hula hoops. You know what I mean? Do the hula hoops. Yeah. Really stretch the abdominals.
I killed an hour of our prime time with that call, and I'm sorry. So that's really, we wouldn't be in this mood if it weren't for that. I think there's always a chance we'd be upset anyways. Amy's ready to kill someone. Shit. It's an adventure, you know.
Okay, go bon, jour,
Jour.
and then add like an E sound, like bonjour.
Bonjour.
No, you don't say the E, it's like sort of like a silent E. Bonjour.
We're now in the famous location known as the Bout du Monde, Land's End. Ben doesn't think it's worth it. I think it is worth it. Do you think it's worth it, Ava?
Of course it's worth it, no question.
And there are a bunch of other tourists over there.
Anyone who's dumb enough to deface a national park, the most beautiful place in Quebec, brings ill repute to their own cause. Let's say I was neutral on this subject, and I came across this graffiti in a national park. I would say whoever did this is an idiot.
I do know that the video is going to be entertaining.
Because the thing about thermoplastic is you can melt it down and then reuse it.
We've gone through a couple of unexpected turns of events. Those are what
You have your dramatic hooks. I just want to say for the record,
And this is the 5th time.
my hat is best in show.
We have arrived at last at Percé, which is the second stop on our trip. And right in front of us is the Rocher Percé, the Percy Rock. It's a very famous rock. It's you know, it's iconic.
In my opinion, this is the best part of our trip so far.
It's like kelp forest, and it's very like think nature documentary, David Attenborough, under the sea, scuba divers.
Oh, so it's full biodiversity.
Full biodiversity. All different types of seaweed and lobsters probably, and crabs. This lovely kelp. Isn't it lovely?
Ethiopia!
They had a fantasy of doing a romantic walk along the beach. So we're just walking along here. He was very tired, so just gonna walk along here until we get to our hotel. It's right now.
La Roca. All the way over there to those rocks.
Yeah.
And I think that's where I want to go fishing, because I saw in the water big fish. Like, this is a cod with the same volume as a full-grown pike.
From Camelton town, New Brunswick, I drove to New Carlisle. It's 5 o'clock around Percy Rock, and it's 46 more miles. And we are now officially 3 province people.
We've heard that people outside of Quebec in Canada are very nice, and that was sort of confirmed when 2 people who were just walking by welcomed us to the province because they saw our Quebec license plate. So, of course, it doesn't prove that everyone in New Brunswick is nice.
It's ridiculous how nice they are. You can't imagine. You feel like you're in Trailer Park Boys.
But the hotel
Nice.
people are paid to be nice to you.
No. Oh yeah, well welcome to the Miramichi. Where are you guys headed? I said, oh, we're going to PI. Oh, really? Well, I said, what can we do around here? Oh, well, you know, there's the Rock and Roll Festival right here, just around the corner, right here in the Miramichi.
It's Bud the Spud from the bright red mud, rolling down a highway smiling. The Spuds are big on the back of Bud's rig. They're from Prince Edward Island. They're from Prince Edward Island.
We're going to work to establish a new country, Canada, independent from the British.
I think we can cut a good deal with someone from Quebec.
Well, I hope to represent my people and to really protect their interests and their language and their culture.
We promise to build a railway. It's a bit of a high-end place, which reminds me that most of the time I'm a capitalist. Until I have to hang out with other capitalists, then the socialist in me starts to come out. My 16-year-old son has a pretty good toothache, and it's kind of a swollen gum situation.
We actually don't have anyone.
Okay, thanks so much. Yeah. My 16-year-old son has a bit of a toothache.
Baba's booked an appointment at the dentist in Charlottetown. It's a bit of an inconvenience for everyone.
Where have you been? Shopping? No, I've been mewing.
And when you do the symbol, it says, "Don't tell anyone I've been mewing."
Okay, this is great. You packed a lot into that little clip there.
So, Vladkovich is really old. He's gone by many names over the centuries. He is more of a legendary figure, in fact. There's recorded tales of mentioning a dentist that passes from town to town.
There's no cavity, but the dentist now is also shaving off part of his braces wire that was getting into his cheek. So really, we're getting a full tune-up here. By the way, a little exercise wouldn't kill anyone here, you know?
But I came to this place to sit on the beach and go in the ocean. I didn't come to this place to do long, boring walks.
So we're going to what is perhaps our first official seafood restaurant. That is to say, the first restaurant that has clam chowder on its menu. So excited for that. And many of us are likely to break our kashrut on this particular adventure.
Well, there's a school of mackerel here in this river, and I want to try and catch them. So, but I need to go back to the car to get my fishing rod.
Okay.
Safety and convenience. Please read the conditions.
This is too much fun.
We're now at the ferry dock where we're going to board a ferry that's going to bring us to Nova Scotia, and then we're going to drive from there to Halifax.
The crossing will take approximately 75 minutes. Passengers are cautioned that regulations do not allow anyone to remain in their vehicles or on the vehicle decks during the crossing.
Whenever there's a listeria or food poisoning, it's always the chicken sandwich. You know, Ben's eating a chicken sandwich.
In his 8-some years in office. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the historic town of Schmidtville. Schmidtville is home to many native German people.
This is marvelous.
How much did you pay for this?
That with the chocolate makes the brick wall work just fine. What do we see? What are the logos we see here? Bank of Montreal, TD Bank, CIBC, Canadian Bank of Commerce, Scotiabank, thunder on their initials. And so what's the moral of the story? You have to own bank stock. They pay dividends. And in Canada, because there's no competition, it's basically owning a piece of a monopoly industry. You can't lose. What could be better?
One single strike, and possibly
A flash of light to a firestorm. Though the great wars long and far away, fierce in the days gone by, none shone so brightly or seen so high in Halifax town on a snowy day. I'm speechless. This place is, straight out of heaven. Look at this place.
You buy bread, you buy cereal if people want, milk.
The more we did it, the harder it was to do it inconspicuously, because the police were on us at this point, and we were still thinking about our next hit of heroin. That is functional.
Yeah, it's structural. It's an old building that they, fixed up.
Have a gargoyle up at the top. Get rid of that gargoyle.
It looked like a gargoyle, but I don't think it is. Oh, that one.
That gargoyle.
Thank you, Ben.
Sorry, say it again, sorry. Miss Remy? From 5:30 to 10, it's going to be cloudy.
In the morning?
In the morning.
We were scheduled to go sailing this morning on a real sailboat, but because of weather, our trip has been delayed, and right now, in between, we're tooling around Lunenburg.
Yeah, well, he's very architecty.
Eden. Yeah. Eden. Yeah, Eden.
Eden.
Yeah, alternate pronunciation.
Or if it is, it's a much larger one. But this is, I would say that this is part of a...
I'd like to treat life like a ship ride, passage on a ship. You're not supposed to complain or curse, because those little complaints or curses can be the forming seed of a storm that could come back and take down the ship.
Hey ho for the open sea, with a scudding sail and the sharp winds hiss. And I say to myself, say I, why this is the life for me.
That's good? Yeah. Would you like it grilled as well?
Sauce is basically lemon juice and mustard.
You're basically lemon juice and mustard.
See, I've woken up rather early.
We were originally planning to take a ferry across the Bay of Fundy, but unfortunately, the ferry does not accept cars that exceed 7 feet in height, which is the case for us. So we have to drive all the way around the Bay of Fundy, which takes around 5 hours. But c'est la vie.
Great Scott! Great Scott! Great Scott!
Yes, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills! You guys ever need fertilizer? I've got a lot of it.
Food weather. Food weather.
Like, the bigger the odd number, if it's also prime, it's super odd.
Ben. When it comes to 3, when it comes to 1, when it comes to 1, it's the first.
We have to cancel the booking. Bar Harbor
Today,
was accidentally
cancellation is
booked
free.
a day late. Now, considering that I booked, 8 or so hotels, the fact that I made only one mistake
But to cancel for
impressive.
So we've had this fly in the car with us since Halifax, and I don't know how he's still alive, but he is. And so we figured we'd let him go once we get to the US, so we'd sort of smuggle him in illegally. So we are bringing with us to the US an illegal immigrant.
We've got Dick's Sporting Goods, so we can get David some sneakers.
I do have a message for Logan Paul. Logan, if you're listening to me, does the world, a world divided by war and prejudice, need tropical punch naturally flavored prime?
And then we're going to have lunch at the Olive Garden, which our boys are treating like Nirvana. So this is a great schedule. It's such a tense moment in America right now. You can't leave here without speaking to an impassioned person on at least one side of the political divide.
Biden has drove our country into the ground. He's trying to make us a third world country. I don't know who's the one pulling the strings, but somebody is. She's done nothing for this country since she has been vice president. She's supposed to be in charge of the border and getting that under control. She went to a couple of other countries. Oh, tell your people, do not come. What good is that gonna do? If people want to change their sex, that's up to them. But nobody under 18, because they don't know what they want yet. Especially not kids that are 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. They have no clue what they want. Man, when I grew up, I was a tomboy. I get a lot of fist pumps and thumbs up. Yeah. I get a few number ones, but hey, everybody's got their own opinion, you know?
Who knew? Such a lovely town. 4 universities, second biggest city in Maine, and it's a lovely town. It's not to like.
I am the greatest in the world. What?
We're very synchronized. You see, we yawn at the same time. We say.
New Hampshire, 100 miles north of Concord. Here lies a small area known as Corkscrew Falls. The site is home to a series of mysterious tunnels which baffle mainstream scientists. But ufologists worldwide have another explanation. Corkscrew Falls has been known to be the home of very powerful sort of magnetic waves that just can't be measured by science, so that's why we don't hear much about it. You're gonna see on the rocks these sort of almost convenient stratigraphic leveling on the rocks, and that indicates a presence of extraterrestrials from the planet Jupiter, because on Jupiter you have these same extraterrestrial markings. But some think it could be evidence of an ancient alien propulsion system used by their leaders to travel beneath our planet's surface undetected. Now, of course, over millions of years, the water exposed these subterranean tunnels to us so we can see the remains of these alien networks. And if this isn't proof, I don't know what is. I mean, Corkscrew Falls is a clear proof, it's clear evidence that there are UFOs, and dare I say that they are a threat.
That's a good point. You're saying we should have stuck with the highway? 10 inbound is such a parking lot, it's unbelievable.
It's definitely worth it, even though it's like 39 hours to drive over.
I think it was a bonding trip for all of us, and we've been lucky enough to get an amazing weather and be in amazing locations in our own country here in Canada.